Hello, Lawrence. Hola, how you doing? This is Murray. I appreciate the opportunity to apply for your inner mastermind group. I know I look pretty bad here. This is actually my first video of all time, so I hope you can put up with the poor quality. You have a tremendous group. I'm very honored to be part of the group you've assembled. It's got some great talent. So if I could possibly crack into that, I would be thrilled. Empower Network is awesome. Anyway, I'm going to answer your 5 questions in the written portion. In the video here, I'm just going to tell you why you need me on your team. You have a lot of aggressive, young, challenging, awesome people who contribute a lot. So I think you'll find enough of those. But what you need me is you need an older guy, baby boomer perspective. Who has a lot of business experience in real life outside of internet marketing. I can bring a perspective that some of the other guys might not be able to have. So I want to go over some of my background real quick. Hopefully I won't bore the crap out of you, but I can tell you right now that I liken myself to the Amway analogy that Dave Wood gave, where he talked about the wild gorilla or the wild bear in the cage. I feel like I'm a wild gorilla in the cage right now, and I am going nuts because I'm not able to utilize my creativity where I work. I have a great company, but it's a corporate culture, and I can't express myself, nor do I get compensated for the amount of work I do because I'm at the top of my level. You know how that goes. So anyway, I'm chomping at the bit to kick butt and take names in internet marketing. Okay, are you with me? So I was born. Well, anyway, without the bad Steve Martin jokes. My dad was in the Army. I was born in Puerto Rico. I've lived in 20 different states, and I've lived in Germany for 10 years. Almost every year I had to move as a kid, so it was a great experience looking back at it. Why am I telling you this? Because this gives me the ability to meet people very easily. I was forced to fit in to new environments on the fly. I had to constantly meet new people and adapt to wherever I was. I mean, I've lived in Maine, I've lived in Florida, I lived in Georgia, I lived in Washington, New Mexico, closest to you. I've lived in Alamogordo, New Mexico, White Sands Missile Range, and we lived in Alabama. I can't think of the base there, but anyway, all over the place. My dad had a couple tours of Vietnam, so we'd stay in Maine with my grandparents, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, bottom line is I was forced to adapt and meet a lot of new people all the time. So that's helped me, kind of break the ice in my career. I was number 2 in my high school class, and I got a 4-year ROTC scholarship, which requires a 4-year commitment in the Army as an officer. I'm not trying to brag, but I just want to tell you that the year that I applied, 50,000 people applied, and they only accepted 1,000. And because of that, I would not have been able to go to University of Notre Dame. But because of that, having the scholarship, that enabled me to get into Notre Dame. Otherwise, I'd be somewhere else, probably not as awesome. I really enjoyed my 4 years at Notre Dame. I met my future wife, but we never dated. We were just good friends, and I ran into her again later. Tell you more about that in a different story over a beer. But I had to go 4 years into the Army. Actually, it lasted 5 years. And this is the peak of the Cold War. You're too young to probably remember this, but at the time there was a big fear that Russia was going to attack us at any time. They outnumbered us in tanks and nuclear weapons. And I was stationed in Germany. At the time there was East Germany and there was West Germany. And, the Germans were okay, but the Russians were in East Germany, and that was the Eastern Bloc of Europe. And I was stationed in West Germany in this geographical anomaly called the Fulda Gap, which is a valley between East Germany and West Germany. And it was the highest probability of attack, according to all the military theorists, for the Russians to come attack. That was the greatest fear, but we spent all our time preparing for an attack from the Russians. And throughout history, going back to Napoleon, Julius Caesar, and Attila the Hun, and all these other dudes, the Fulda Gap is the way that everybody moved their armies because it was the terrain was compatible to move large forces. Everything else was kind of mountainous and forest and stuff. This was like a plain, so everybody attacked. So